Back on the beach, the danger prevails.
How's it going, Jamie?
Morning, Ben. Good. Got about 30, 40 animals so far this morning from the boat.
Good.
Yeah, good morning for it. Nice and smooth, no wind.
What a cute little shovel-nosed shark. Back you go. That ray just whacked me right in there but didn't penetrate. You know, I couldn't believe that it could get that barb on the tail right back, you know, almost to the head. Close. Lots of them here, isn't there? Yeah.
What's that funny little bit in the middle there?
And you can see his eyes just on the...
Oh, right, there's his eyes.
Yeah, little black spots. There's one spot.
Yeah,
right
just
side.
here.
They've got balance organs in them as well, so they actually know which way they're...
And they're light
yeah.
sensitive.
That's quite a good haul.
Done well.
Yeah, very well.
Dr. Seymour monitors 4 Mile Beach every week, counting the population, measuring their growth rate, and logging the prevailing conditions.
Gives us feet per minute
Right.
as a wind speed reading, which we then convert back to metric into kilometres an hour. 870 feet per minute.
What's the turbidity test for?
And basically all we're doing is dropping a standard sized white dish into the water. And the deeper the secchi depth, the clearer the water. So it's like when you go to the reef and they say there's 25 metre visibility.
Yeah.
We're doing exactly the same thing here, but using a standard disc, so we can come back. If the secchi depth's 1 metre, then it's reasonably turbid water and you can't see anything.
Yeah.
If the secchi depth is 6 or 7 metres, which it is normally here, that's really nice, clear, clean water.
And what's this got to do with the box jellies? To see where they hang out in murky water? Or?
Yeah, basically the whole thing's about trying to correlate when the animals turn up. So if we can work out what physical parameters the animals like, then we should be able to predict when they turn up and when they go away.
James Cook University is at the forefront of box jellyfish research. The summer danger lessens the quality of our outdoor lifestyle.
These look pretty healthy.
Yeah, it doesn't look too bad.
Yeah.
Helps a lot when you catch them in a bucket and not in a net.
What I know is, Jamie, in my aquarium, they only live about 3 days in the aquarium. You know, they start to shrivel up after a day or so. They get smaller and smaller, then eventually they're dead.
They just run out of food, I think, Ben. I mean, we can feed them 2 or 3 times a day here and fill them up with food, and it's gone within a couple of hours. I mean, I think given the animals only live a couple of months, as adults, you've got to stuff food in them. And I think that's all they do, is just eat and eat and eat and eat and eat. Basically what we've got here, Ben, is it's a constant temperature cabinet, and it keeps the water at a certain temperature. What we're trying to do is work out what the breathing rate of the jellyfish is. Now, one of the theories is at the end of the season, it gets too cold and the animals die. So what we're doing here is we've got the jellyfish in constant temperature in water, and we've got basically measuring the amount of oxygen that they use. So in other words, their breathing rate. Put another way, what their heart rate's doing. Now, as you drop the water temperature, their heart rate slows down. So as it gets colder and colder, they slow down until eventually you reach a point where it just gets too cold and their heart stops. Now, what we're doing so far is doing this at different temperatures and find out what the relationship is. And the data that we've got, or that Matthew's got so far, suggests that the temperature that these animals stop working at is about 25 degrees C, which is about the temperature at the end of the season, the seawater temperature at the end of the season in sort of May, June. So once you get half a dozen days or a week worth of really cold water, the animals die, and that probably signals the end of the season. I'm not too sure, but that's probably what's happening.
In the course of his documentary film work, Ben Kropp has also carried out 16 years of research on the box jellyfish and made several important discoveries on their behaviour by monitoring the creatures underwater. His son, Adam, accompanies him. The eerie waters of the mangroves swarm with life. The mangroves' link with the box jellyfish is vital. It nurtured them in their juvenile days, and the food they eat all comes from here. One barely escapes the closing jaws of a giant clam, and then accidentally impales itself on the quivering barbs of a sea urchin. One swims inside the other, and their tentacles tangle. Their main diet are little shrimp and schooling bait fish. 4 eyes, one on each side of its bell, give 360-degree vision. Wrapped up in tentacles, the victim is drawn into the stomach. The prey is too large and escapes, but it's mortally wounded. Ben follows a big one along the foreshore and watches how it stalks its prey.
Adam, about 15 years ago, that's when I discovered the predators of the box jellyfish. And that was a very important discovery because the predation is what keeps the population under control. And I was quite amazed at the fish that I found that ate the box jellyfish. The butterfish, now that's such an insignificant, little fish. People, when they catch it, they throw it back or they feed it to the cat. Not very important, but it eats box jellyfish. Also the batfish. Again, a fish that tends to get thrown away, not eaten. The most aggressive that I found eating the box jelly was the spinefoot. Now remember, when you look in here among the roots, there's always these spinefoot swimming around among the roots. Very, very common, very aggressive type of fish, and it just loves box jellyfish. But the real predator, the best of all, was the hawksbill turtle. And the hawksbill turtles, they just love box jellyfish. They really do. They just come up to a big one and just tear it apart, as if it's their normal diet, which it probably is, because hawksbills, they do live close inshore and they'd see these box jelly, and all turtles eat jellyfish, but the hawksbill in particular goes for the box jelly because it's in the area he lives. It's a pity also that these fish, they're not protected. If they're caught in the nets or caught on a line, they're regarded as trash and they're thrown back or taken home for the cat. The hawksbill is protected, but lots of them are caught in nets, barramundi nets, shark nets, and so they're a bit on decline. And this decline of those particular species may be the reason why there's been what appears to be a rapid increase in the box jellyfish population in these last years. So I'm going to still search. I still want to find out more predators, because if we can find those out, protect those animals, then hopefully we can keep the population of the box jellyfish under control.
Before the war, say the late 30s, we used to do a lot of swimming all the time. People come from near and far, kids on the beach, and we used to get a lot of turtles those days, and cleaning them, particularly the stomach part, the intestines, we always found quite a lot of jellyfish. And in the process of cleaning, quite often we got stung on the hands. Some were severe stings, some were nothing, but we didn't know anything about the different sorts of jellyfish, so we didn't ever take any notice of it. There could have been irricantia then, but I do know that there's a lot of jellyfish around now and very, very few turtles. I personally feel that the turtles did have a lot to do with keeping the population of jellyfish down.
Marshall has a strong point. Aborigines say that turtles suffer from stomach fungus and worms, and when ill, they eat jellyfish as a medicine. Ben sees a rare, flatback turtle eating a huge hair jelly, but the turtle's in trouble. It swallowed too many tentacles and is sick and can't dive.